picture in her house bathroom. After I told her, hey,
I know, she changed her mind.
I'm gonna make it sign my affidavit from now on.
Yeah. I think it would look better over the cabinet, that's where we talked about originally, but then she wanted it over the door to put other things there, and now she changed her mind.
Yeah, that's okay. Everybody does, you know? It's not
She had about 15 people here for the.
Yeah, I came down.
Did you?
I didn't stop in, I just wanted to check, because I had people call me and say it was a part of the week, I said, no, it's the night.
Mhm.
Like several people say that they'd already gone by, I said, no,
No, you're right.
yeah, so I come down.
4:30.
4:30. Okay. Meeting to order?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Needham?
Here.
Councilman Barnaby? Supervisor Runyon?
Here.
Councilman Brown? Councilman Galusha?
Here.
Okay, first thing on the agenda then is to open up the privilege of the floor.
I'd just like to thank everybody for approving the grants for the occupancy grants for both the, townwide sale and the Woods Walk. The townwide sale obviously starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got 41 people signed up. Last year when I worked on it, I was gathering names, just myself basically. I think we had 10 or 12, so I mean, we've got almost 3 times as many. And our marketer, the TCA marketer who I asked if he would, what I wanted him to do was to promote the sale to sell. And he said, sure. And the next thing I knew, I looked at the web page and he's got an online, I told you about it, Deb. He's got a form right online where you can sign up. Have you seen it? It's neat. So you just go online to the web page, you put your name, your address, you've got divisions of what you're selling, and then an explanation of what you're selling. As soon as that clicks, it gets reviewed and it goes on a map and a list is made. So I didn't have to do anything. We did still collect the hard copy brochures, and when we got those, I just entered it. But it was so easy. And then I said, okay, the only thing we're missing is a hard copy, because I need the hard copies to print off and put in the town hall. Because people had their phone with the information on it, if they want a hard copy. The next thing I know, he's got a PDF to be printed, so all they did was push a button on that PDF.
Yeah, it's a nice PDF.
It's awesome. He did that without me even asking. He's just.
And people can go on the website and look at the map and look at the descriptions of what's in each sale.
Yeah.
And you can go in and edit your sale and add and delete stuff. And so
You can put pictures, yeah.
it's very professionally done.
And I think I'm gonna hang a picture of the map on the door, because sometimes if we run out of them in here, they can take a picture with their phone.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's a perfect idea.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you can put, I've got the list on one side, the map on the other
Yeah.
side.
So we'll just hang them there for the weekend, because we sometimes have people come when no one's here, they can't get, they can get into the foyer, but once they're gone, they're gone.
Right, well, I only printed up, I forget how many printed up, but I figured I'd come back tomorrow night and see if they needed more, but that's an awesome idea, because so many people do prefer their phones, and they can, if they're at a place where there's cell service or where there's Wi-Fi, they can pull that up, but if they're going around town and there's no service.
I know we have a sign out front that says Wi-Fi hotspot. Do we have the Wi-Fi password posted anyplace?
On the door.
It is on the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, it should, well, it used to be on both doors, but it's on that door over there.
Okay.
Yeah. For the
But yeah,
guest one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, because, and I need 41 sales.
And that's what you know of. There could be people setting up that
Oh, yeah.
aren't even on that.
Yeah, our next door
Yeah.
neighbor, he didn't want to
It's
sign
gonna
up,
be
so.
good.
And the nice thing about it is now that this is built, we can reuse it next year
Yeah.
and keep growing this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Because I was talking to him last night, just touching base with him, and that's what he said. He said next year, because I mean, he doesn't have any pictures of previous sales.
Right.
So he'll be around this weekend taking pictures for next year for advertising. I mean, he'll do a bang up job now, he's doing it, but when he comes around and takes the pictures of everything going on,
Mhm.
next year will be blowing out of the water, so this.
I announced it at the county meeting too on
Oh,
Friday,
Good.
and I also let them know that there'll be multiple maple farms open as well, if they didn't get their maple syrup, they didn't come up for that.
I don't know if you knew, but Ralph from Valley Road had a heart attack,
Oh, no,
so
I didn't know.
they're gonna be closed.
Oh,
But he had triple bypass, but I talked to
He's
somebody,
okay.
his son-in-law last night.
Oh, okay.
He's doing better.
wow.
But again, thank you.
Anybody else have anything? No? Okay. Then we'll move on to the resolutions. The first resolution is to approve abstract 5 claims for 2026. Can someone bring that to the floor? Ed, and a second? Eugene? Anybody have any questions on any of the invoices? Okay. So the total of abstract 5 for the general fund, May 14th, is $52,444.61. Of that amount, $37,548.96 is Marshall Sterling for all of our insurance, auto, liability, umbrella policy, all that. The total of abstract 5 for the highway fund is $48,181.29. The total of $100,625.90. That takes care of our insurance for the year, except for when they get the new tractor, we'll be adding that. But right now, we came in about $4,500 under budget, so we have a little extra money in that, so. So all in favor of approving abstract 5, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. The next resolution is to hire a data gatherer to assist the sole assessor with real property data collection and property photos. I just need someone to bring that to the floor.
I will.
Randy, okay, and a second,
I will.
Doug? Whereas the town of Thurman is beginning the process for reevaluation, and the first step is to update the data for each property. And whereas the sole assessor has chosen David Rosebrook to assist with the data collection due to his extensive qualifications, which are highlighted on the attached letter of recommendation from Assessor Shea Barnaby. And whereas the sole assessor has sent notification to all property owners, giving them the opportunity to inform her as to whether the data gatherer can go on their property or only take photos from the road. Be it resolved, the Thurman Town Board hereby appoints David Rosebrook for the part-time temporary position of data gatherer for a fee of $25 per hour plus mileage. The mileage will only be calculated while he is in Thurman driving around to take photos, not coming back. Okay, and in the packet is the letter about his qualifications here. He is a New York certified assessor. He brings decades of relevant experience. He's worked for the town of Monroe, the village of South Glens Falls, and it says all the other qualifications that he has. He's also worked for the town of Warrensburg. And just want to open it up to discussion if any of you have anything that you want to say. No?
I have some questions.
Okay.
I have a lot of questions.
Well, unfortunately Shay isn't here to answer, but I'll try my best.
Okay. I mean, first of all, I just want to say, the concept of having to have a revaluation done, I fully support that. I agree. We need it, and I don't question Mr. Rosebrook's qualifications at all. It seems appropriate. I guess the first thing is an observation. I don't believe that we budgeted for this.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, there was like 12,000 in her contractual, which most of that is for.
Okay, so, you're using contractual for that
The
because.
assessor contractual, it's usually only like 2,000 or 3,000, we put 12,000 in that.
Okay, I thought that was for other stuff.
No,
Okay.
she's already got a new computer, and she's
So,
got, no, it's for
That
that.
kind of answers my next question. Do we have a limit on how much we're gonna spend on this? Just the budget budgeted amount, or do we wanna set a limit on it? Because, which leads into my other questions. As I understand it, a notice has been sent out to all the residents, notifying people that they're gonna be coming around gathering information. It sounds like that's just gonna be a matter of going on the property, taking some pictures.
And measurements.
Okay, but my understanding is to do an assessment, there's a lot more to it than that, because you have to enter the property in order to ascertain things like whether it's a full basement or slab or, crawl space, what kind of heating system, what condition the house is in, a whole lot of other pertinent information that needs to be gathered. And as I recall, I think we have something like 1,200 and some parcels in the town of Thurman.
Yeah, 1,109, I think, yeah.
And I understand a number of those are vacant property, but still, and some properties have multiple buildings on them, so I guess it just seems to me that if we're doing more than just taking pictures and maybe a few measurements, that it's gonna take a lot more than just a part of a year to get this done by one person.
Well, this is just the data gathering of the outside of the buildings. So
Okay.
how many garages do they have? Like, for instance, she has found in one case where the man only had one two-story garage, but he's on record as having two. That's 50,000 extra that he shouldn't even have ever had on there. So she's finding these things, so this
I
is
understand
just the beginning.
Yeah.
When the reval gets done, that's when the other part that you're talking about will take place.
So who will gather that information at that
Well,
point?
it'll be based off of this, and then once they have this information, that would be Shay's job to do, not, unless she contacts.
So we're gonna
us.
have people at two different times going to the
Yeah,
same property?
Yeah, not this year it's just this. Next year will be the reeval, cause it's gonna take him quite a while to get all this information.
I guess, to me, it just doesn't seem to make sense. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding the process, but why send people to a piece of property on two different occasions? I mean,
Well,
it
to
seems
save
like,
money most of all, because we're gonna be paying him only 25 an hour, when they go to do the reeval, that's gonna be a lot more expensive.
when you say they go to do the reeval, so
Yeah,
we're actually,
whether she's doing it or she's hiring, or we're gonna hire somebody, I'm not sure yet. But you hire someone to go and do the reval, they're looking at all the things you're talking about. The inside, the basement, how many bedrooms, what's the, how would I say it? Like how is it dilapidated, is it in good shape? All of that will come into play. But what he's gonna see is there a new deck, is there a new roof, is there, things that are visible from outside. And there's going to be a lot of issues. Most people do not want him on their property. If you have a 300-foot driveway, he's not gonna collect anything. He's gonna be able to drive right by, because if you don't want him on your property and he can't see it from the road,
I think people need to understand, at least it's my understanding, that if the assessor is denied access to a property, then the assessor has the right to assess you at the highest
that's true.
potential value.
And you have no right to grieve.
Right.
There's no grievance if you don't
No.
allow them.
I
Yeah,
think that needs to be made clear to the people that are denying access.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story.
Okay?
It's my wife. She tells me about these conversations about how people, you're not going on my property. By the end of the phone conversation, they're inviting her to come on the property.
I know.
Yeah,
So
she has good people skills, I understand that, yeah.
they just have to,
Once they understand it,
yeah.
she's good at explaining it, yeah.
Okay.
But this is always the first step. This is what all the towns do. They send a data gatherer to take photos.
I guess I was without any further explanation, I was under the assumption that this data was gonna be gathered and then Shay was gonna take it, she was gonna conduct a revaluation herself.
Right now, no.
Yeah, I think that needs to be better explained so that these are the pitfalls that I'm afraid that if we don't sell this to the public properly, it gets received the wrong way. And then not only do they want to tar and feather Shay, but they want to tar and feather all of us too. So I think we need a better approach to making the public understand it, because I mean, when this showed up in my inbox first time I saw it, and I didn't even understand that was the intent. So I think we need to
Well, she's pretty good. She'll come in, she's already got 26 calls on her voicemail. And she goes through every single one of them, and by the time,
No
like
doubt
you
about
said, by the time she's done, they're happy.
I've had a lot of people inquire at the landfill about it, and I said, just go see your assessor, make your, and
Yeah.
then they're fine, they have no problem, you know?
Yeah.
You can, a lot of them just, you're right, they don't understand the process. They, you know, once you
But she-
explain it to them.
She explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She lets them know all that information. This is just the first step.
Mm.
So, anything else anybody wants to put in? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Alright, the next thing that I have is a letter from Sarah from the Richards Library. She couldn't make it today, but she wanted me to read this as if she were here reading it, so I'll read you the letter. On behalf of the Richards Library, I wanted to present an update to the town board. As you know, we've been closed to the public since a sprinkler malfunctioned and caused water damage. It has been a long closure, but we've been at the mercy of insurance and contractor schedules. The drywall and painting is done now, the carpet will go in next week, and the movers will bring back the furniture and books the last week of May. We cannot give an exact opening date, but it should be during June. We're really excited to get back to being open and serving the communities of Warrensburg and Thurman. If you look at our 2025 statistics for the same months, we've missed over 3,000 visits from adults and children, almost 400 uses of our computers, over 5,000 books going in and out of our library, and almost 250 reference questions asked of our staff over the 4 months we've been closed. All that to say the library is definitely used and needed by our communities. We are asking for an increase in our budget in order to hire a part-time maintenance position to take on the preventative maintenance and repair of our historic building. We've had a hard time trying to hire one with the hourly rate we can currently afford. So we'd like to increase the hours and the pay of the position to attract a candidate. This will help prevent closures due to building disrepair in the future. I encourage everyone to vote for the school and library budgets on the ballot Tuesday, May 19th. We are also excited to be celebrating our 125th anniversary this August 13th. We are planning a big party for everyone to attend, so stay tuned for details. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. So they're going to be open pretty soon, which is good. Other thing I wanted here that I have is I wanted to let you know I did get what our equalization rate is for this year. And it was down to 59 point something. Shay talked to them, got raised a little bit, it's 60.29. So, you know, we really do need to reeval. Just want to let you know that number. And also, our sales tax revenue came in for the first quarter, which is our second payment, slightly higher than last year. We were about 6,000 over where we were last year on our sales tax. The other thing I have is about the summer youth employment program. They are taking applications through to the end of May. If anybody's interested in the job, I think you have to be under 20, I think it's 14 to 20. And there's also something called free push training, which is exploring a career in hospitality. You learn on your own time at your own pace, and on completion of courses, you're guaranteed an interview with local push partner businesses. These two I'll be hanging up here in the town hall if anybody's interested. Okay, then the last thing that I have is for our next meeting, which is in June. It's on the 17th. I have a 2 o'clock dentist appointment. I wondered if everyone would be okay if I moved the appointment to 5:30, because I'm not sure I'd be back by 4:30.
June 19th,
Fifth, 17th.
17th.
Yeah, that's the third Wednesday,
Okay.
17th.
5:30.
5:30? If we could just move it up an hour so I could get back in time.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Cynthia, you're okay with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
still only a few days from my son's wedding, and I'm,
Oh,
I'm
you're
just thinking, I don't even
stressing
know
out.
what's gonna happen, and Chloe's gonna be coming in. Well, I can always send Susan Staples if I need to.
That's exciting though. Okay, so then our meeting will be the 17th of June at 5:30. And then we have the reports from board liaisons. Does anybody have any? No? You do.
They were finishing up our other slab for the freestyle, hopefully this coming week we'll have it poured.
Yeah, we'll be
Or
able
we can get it set in place, you know. Other than that, getting more people, they're up for the summer, so
to be busy.
it's getting busy.
And do you have anything? No. Good. That's good to have quiet on the door control side of it. All right, that's all I have unless anybody else.
Where did we stand on the thing about the did you read on your batteries at all on the lithium?
I did some research on it, and
Yeah.
I think I had a misunderstanding of what was being proposed,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't see anything like that being proposed in Thurman in any time in the near future. We're not
No.
major part of the grid. We're kind of off on our own
Yeah.
here. And I think it's also kind of a political football because it's tied to, you know, the need for green energy and things like that. And so, I mean, my advice would be just to steer clear of it for now. If it comes up in the future and there's something that does affect Thurman, or we wanna take a position on it, we can always address it at that time.
I met with the supervisor in Essex and he said similar information. That's why I didn't present it. He said it'll probably never happen here in Thurman. We don't have to worry about it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get caught with your pants down. Better
I
to have
know.
something in place before, and if something else goes along with it. I've had people come to me and say, well, what happens if they ever wanna put these solar farms in Thurman, you know? It's out there, you know, you never know. It just,
Well, we do have
if
the
we-
home rule to
if
protect.
we don't have something in place to
Yeah.
start with, that's all I
You
would
can
say.
almost, you can
You
almost
know.
implement a moratorium on things like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
it's just a thought, because I had people ask me about the lithium and the solar farm. you know,
Right.
Because that's happening all over the country now, and
Yes.
they have concerns, so. I'm just bringing it so people know I brought it out there, that's all, you know, and they are concerned, certain things, so.
I have questions on a couple of things. Were you able to talk to the surveyor and what's going on with the cemetery?
No.
Cause I think it's gonna require a call from you, because I've called him twice in the recent months, and
Should I go with a different surveyor just to map out the?
we've already paid him money to do part of it, and I
Yeah.
don't think he's got that much to do, and he's done all the research, and
Yeah, but does he
I
have
think
what he
he's just-
needs to plot out the?
I think he has
The
everything he
roads?
needs. I think it's just a matter of a lot of contractors, you know, people in business, they're good, they're popular, and they get busy, and they can't get everything done. And I think it's just gonna require putting some pressure on him to have him wrap it up. I think if you call and just tell him, look, you know, we've got stuff going on, we need to get this done,
Yeah.
and,
They are busy.
you know.
We just need to know where the plots would be, you know,
And
that's really only.
the last time I spoke to him, he did indicate that the stuff that is currently an issue, that he could do something with at least that part of it, which would
Yeah.
help that
You have a
situation.
grid, they-
But I feel like if we do that, that kinda lets him off the hook to get the whole thing done, so
Right.
maybe you might better just tell him you want the whole thing to get done. And you're probably more likely to get it done now than during the winter, because if they have to go back out and gather more information and there's 3 foot of snow, that doesn't work,
No,
so.
it'll have to be now in the summer.
I think it
Yeah,
requires
that's why.
some pressure, either
Okay.
call him or send him a letter and say, look, we've been waiting patiently,
Yeah.
we have issues we need to address, please wrap this up.
Yeah, because you and I met him here that one day, that was
I know.
the last thing we heard from him, when he was gonna redo the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're all just busy. That's
They're all
it is.
busy, if you call for any, surveyor, they're
Yeah.
months out, I've been
Yeah.
looking into.
They are,
And
it's
they're
a
months,
problem.
I've called 3 different ones within, the local area, and they're 3 to 4, maybe 6 months out
Yeah.
before you can get them to even look at your
Wow,
paper.
really?
Oh, yeah, I've been looking at it with the problem I've got
I
in
mean-
the county.
There's, if you wanna, if you wanna pull the work from him and give it to another surveyor, there is a surveyor who I know used to work for DEC, he's up in Chestertown, Pat McGee.
That's
Oh,
who
yeah,
I've been
Pat
talking
McGee.
to, Pat,
And he's a good surveyor, and he's a good guy to deal with.
Dependable, very dependable.
I don't know what his schedule's like, but he's
Busy,
probably very
busy,
busy.
very busy.
He was in here, remember, he put
Yeah.
a survey in for me to sign, just,
Yeah, I wasn't
2
here
meetings
for
ago.
it.
Oh,
No,
okay,
he
yeah.
was here.
Yeah, he was here, we met.
Yeah,
He's very busy.
so,
Yeah, because we have people who wanna buy plots and we don't know,
Mhm.
I know.
we don't know how to sell a plot, you know, how
So-
do we give away a plot?
Maybe if you talk to, Don Dara, the guy we're using now,
Mhm.
and ask him, say, look, if you're not gonna get this done, can you package up your work and, so we can give it to another surveyor?
Okay,
That way, at least the new surveyor doesn't have to start from
Start
square one
Yeah.
and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
He can take whatever work's been done,
alright,
so that would at least save us a little bit of money.
yeah, okay.
My other question is, we've talked a few times about the seniors exemption on assessments.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, and, I know at one time Shay talked about putting some information together, but then the information we need isn't really something that she has per se, but I think we need to have some more serious discussions about it, because later this summer, in September, we're gonna start talking about doing budget, and this may impact how we consider
Right.
some things in there. So,
the problem that she had was they couldn't tell us what it would do, you know, and that was what
Right.
we were wondering, it was what would the effect be if we did it? That they couldn't give her that information.
I mean, we probably have, maybe we don't, but I thought we might have a reasonable idea of how many people are in the age group that we're talking about.
Yeah,
What we don't have is the income information,
right,
so we would have to kind of,
and I think now that
Speculate.
goes directly to the state and not through Shay anymore,
It does.
so we wouldn't have it, yeah,
I mean, we could probably do an estimate, but,
yeah,
I mean, to me, it makes sense to bring our, senior exemption in line with what surrounding towns in the county are doing,
mhm.
because we are way behind. Our exemption is nowhere near what it should be compared to other towns,
No.
Yeah,
so.
Mhm.
And the last thing I have, and I'm gonna keep asking you for this at every budget, or at every meeting, is what are we doing about financing for the garage? You were gonna give me information from the guy that was
Yeah,
supposed
but
to do it.
bond rate, any bond rate we get now or would have gotten before, doesn't matter. You know, you can research bond rates, until we're ready to sign, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I'm not asking about the bond rate, I'm asking about the actual, who we're bonding with, because what we were talking about doing wasn't a normal bonding process. You were talking to a guy who was doing stuff
Oh,
for
for the
our
municipal
vehicles.
one, but no, what they would be doing is a regular bond. It would be a regular bond, they're not doing the municipal leasing, which is what I think you're referring to.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what I
no,
was
we're
referring
going-
to.
That's not what they were gonna do, it was a regular
Okay,
bond.
so we are now eligible for a regular bond, because I thought with our credit issues that we weren't eligible for a regular bond.
Well, when he got the last AUD,
Okay,
we are eligible for a regular bond.
okay.
I talked to Cedarwood today.
Mhm.
I'll be meeting with them, well, maybe in about 2 weeks. There's a new person there because don't forget everybody left that we dealt with before, Gary,
I didn't
Tom,
know
Dick.
that.
Oh yeah, Gary, Tom, and Jessica are all not there anymore, so all the
Okay.
people we were working with are gone.
Okay,
So now there's another person named Nick who will be working with us. And we're going to have a site meeting in about 2 weeks, gonna let me know a couple dates, and we're gonna go forward. I told him that we need a new cost sheet to go to the comptroller's office, so they're gonna be creating that. I'll submit that to the comptroller to get the approval to bond. I'm still going to stay at the 4.5 million like we had, not changing the number. And we're gonna try and make some adjustments to make sure we can stay at that number. So it was a 10-bay garage, we might go to 8-bay. They're gonna work on all the different scenarios that could help. They might make the mechanic bay a little smaller, they might change it from radiant heat in the floor to heat in the building itself. All these little things that they're gonna look at to see how we can stay to where we need to be. I still do have the option of the bond for 4.5 million there, but he is the only person that I've put out that I have talked to, because he approached me. But now, if we're going to move ahead, I've gotta put it out to other lenders. I was gonna try the Bank of Greene County, maybe Bank of America. Our bank won't do it. Community Bank doesn't go that high with bonds. So that's where we're at.
About 2 years ago, I sent you a bunch of
Bank of
information,
America, yeah.
and there was some other information in there too.
Yeah, I still have all that,
Okay.
yeah.
I would like to attend that site visit meeting with the, and anything coming up with the engineering firm that,
Yeah,
I
with
would
the
like
new
to be
person
included in,
yeah.
please.
As soon as I have a date, I'll let you all know. And until we have the comptroller's approval, we can't do anything. We can't go for any bonds until we have that, which shouldn't be a problem, but, you know.
Do you know what the current bond rates are?
Nope. But I know that our fiscal stress score is up and our financials are good, and we've had 3 years of them, so,
It's
Makes a
gonna help
difference.
us a lot,
yeah.
as far as the rate goes.
You mean our
AFR.
fiscal stress score is up, that means it's, that we're.
Our fiscal stress score is better. It's a 0. 0 is the best fiscal stress score, meaning you have no stress.
Okay,
And we should have 0 this year.
good, okay.
Yeah. Let me just make a note to inform you of the meeting that I know. And so we'll probably, that meeting will happen at the transfer station and walk around, because highway department also has to still build up the land there. And the road needs to be built
Yeah.
where it's gonna go.
That's why we had to move the building, because the road's actually been built,
Yeah.
and where
So
the center of the building was.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
You
interrupt
are, no, go ahead, yes.
They're gonna build up the land where the site of the building's actually gonna be built?
Yep, they started it well, in 2024, they started in 2025, they have to move a lot of land.
Doesn't that have to go through a certain amount of compaction and
Yeah,
our?
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Expect
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's
So-
nothing the highway guys can't handle.
So they got the equipment to do the
No, they have to
compaction?
rent one, it's
Okay.
large enough to compact it,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And the meeting that I had today with Jonathan and Nick, he did mention having to test that compaction.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
if we don't, we'll pay for it.
They've already did the
With the whole
core,
building
you know,
since
they've done
then.
the core drilling already,
Mhm.
and that's up to snuff, that's passed, you know.
Yeah.
So the ground's stable enough there.
Good. So, slowly but surely, we're moving ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? No? Alright, cover it up.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say